What up? Y'all already know who it is, and y'all already know what it is. This is an impromptu live. I know YouTube don't like stuff like this. They want to put you in the algorithm, keep you there. They want to know what you're doing, why you're doing, and how you're doing. But I'm not the type that abide by all of these types of rules, my people. I'm not the type that abide by all of these types of rules. So I'm liable to do something impromptu, an impromptu live. So what up? Y'all usually catch me up here 4:30 in the morning, chilling with the people. But today, we switched it, we flipped it, and we rearranged it, man. We switched it, we flipped it, and we rearranged it. Hey, what up? How y'all doing, man? It's Thursday. My brother ain't got work tomorrow, so I'm chilling. I'ma rock with y'all. Anybody could come on today. Anybody could talk to me. Anybody could ask me questions. Y'all usually see me walking around in the neighborhood the other way. But today, we going this way, man. This is another way. This is a different way. But it's all to show you the neighborhood. This is Freeport, New York, a suburb of New York City. So it was good, chat. How y'all doing, man? I be missing you cats. I be missing the chat. Loving the chat. I ain't got no topics today. I was just bored. Thought I come through and swing by. Thought I'd swing by. What up with y'all, man? What's going on? You know? Sometimes when I'm walking around, I get a little sense of clarity. Which I know, I like walking around at night, chilling, thinking with my thoughts. I'm gonna tell y'all where I see myself in 10 years, what I see myself doing, and why I would be happy. So we got my boy Big Mont on the check-in. He said, your morning people probably in bed already. He might be right. But I might be trying to establish a whole new brand of people. We got 26 people on the check-in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If this is something that you guys like, man. What is this? I'm just a brother chilling. Walking down the street on a daily basis, talking about him life. So we got somebody on the check-in. They said, you shouldn't be out at night, bro. Why? All right, let's get it, baby. Come on. We got the first commenter. He's saying the livest one shouldn't be out at night. But let me tell y'all something, man. I got a nickname in my family. They call me Dexter. The family called me Dexter. They also call me the Night Stalker. You know why I've got these names, the Dexters and the Night Stalker? Because I'm the type of person that'll go out at weird and strange times of the night. I don't care. This is my motto. I might be the crazy person. You looking at me in my face, I'm looking at you in your face. You don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know if you crazy. But it's a 50-50 chance. And I don't walk around like I'm scared of nobody. All right? Somebody came out and said, do you watch the World Cup? The brother who just told me to watch it out. Do I watch the World Cup? Nah, I don't watch football. I was about to say soccer, but I know people around the world take that personal when Americans call football soccer. But nah, it just wasn't something I grew up watching or something like my ancestors grew up playing. So my family from the South, honestly, back in like the 60s, my grandfather used to play baseball. My father played baseball. And that's just like the family tradition. We all play baseball, y'all. You know what I mean? So I grew up playing baseball. We grew up playing basketball, and we grew up watching football, football Americano. But soccer was something that we used to see Jamaicans do, Puerto Ricans, people from those Hispanic-speaking countries. And that was kind of separate from my people from the South, you know what I mean? Especially back in the 70s, back in the 80s, out here in New York. A lot of us ain't really play that. We had a few black people playing lacrosse, but a lot of us ain't really play too much soccer, you know what I mean? That was like more of a people from the West Indies, people, from different places. But out here in the South, my people from down south, we played baseball, we played football, and we played basketball. You know what I mean? But it ain't nothing against the cats that watch the World Cup. It's definitely a world game. I don't even understand the rules of soccer, y'all. I don't understand the rules of soccer, man. But we out here chilling. My boy Big Mott, you be dropping jokes that I don't get until I rewatch the episode. So that John Cena cat came up here. He told me to turn around because he was behind me. So I turned around and I couldn't see John Cena. And my boy Big Mont with the jokes, he said, you can't see him. And I got that once once I rewinded back and replayed it. I knew exactly what Big Mont was talking about, yo. That was hilarious. That was hilarious, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Where do I see myself around retirement time, man? I can see myself doing this. I have likes and loves and passions. And one of the passions I have in life is music, y'all. I love me some music. I love teaching. I love speaking about things that's going on in cities. I like looking at statistics and things like that. So I told y'all I got a new moniker, the Voice of New York. And that Voice of New York is gonna be here to tell y'all every single thing that's popping in the city, y'all. Every single thing that's popping in the city. Big Mott threw up the laughing sign, he crying. You already know what it is. So, yeah, man. Come your one-stop shop for New York City. So if you from St. Louis, if you from the Bahamas, if you from anywhere and you coming to New York to come visit, y'all need to go check out my podcast to see. I got daily, or weekly, I should say, weekly updates on the different things to do in the city. You can find what you could do in the city on any weekend. And these aren't just regular events, my people. These are events that's exclusive to New York. So let's say an artist is out here. I told y'all about Slum Village. Slum Village, they straight from the D, straight from Detroit. These are some talented brothers. And they don't come to New York often. But you come to my page, I'm going to tell you when people like that coming out here. Come to the page, we're going to tell y'all when people like that is coming out here. We're going to talk about the weather on a weekly basis. I got a heat advisory story that's out there for you guys to go and check. Keep your loved ones safe during this heat wave. I'm going to do my date picks. Just doing a whole bunch of stuff, man. Again, we trying to be that voice of New York for y'all, man. We're going to be that voice of New York for the people out there. For the people, Straight for the people. And I'm still going to be doing my lives where I come on and talk to you cats every single night. And just deliver the goods to y'all, man. Deliver the goods, But this is Freeport, New York. A beautiful neighborhood. Let me walk over here for y'all so you can see the houses over here. These houses going to cost you. They damn sure going to cost you. It may cost you a little. It may cost you a lot. But it's going to cost you to live over here, my people. It's most definitely going to cost you to live over here. So what y'all got planned for the 4th? What do you guys have planned for the 4th, man? I'm just a chillin'. Y'all. Representing, letting the record reflect. And I got them firecrackers going off, man. All crazy. They're gonna be going off all throughout the night, y'all. All throughout the night. All throughout the night. I used to have a dog, my little boy Oski. And little Oski used to be shook during this time of the day. He hear all those firecrackers. It sound like we in Beirut. He be shook, man. He be hiding under the bed. He ain't want to come outside to use the bathroom. You try to walk him, and he wanted to stay in. But I get it. This could be sensory overload to a dog. Sensory overload to a dog. And Oscar was definitely one of those that ain't like it. Oscar was definitely one of those that did not like it. But I love these houses, man. You know? I just like walking in the neighborhood. Gives me time to think, to formulate my ideas, formulate my dreams, give me things to look forward to. And I'm definitely looking forward to this stuff, I'm definitely looking forward to this stuff. I want to purchase me a home. I want to get married again. And I want to have some children, y'all. I want to have some children. Definitely. A brother ran them streets for too damn long, man. Ran them streets for too damn long. When I talk about running the streets, I ain't talk about being a gangster or nothing like that. Talking about craziness, man. Talking about craziness, y'all. Talking about craziness, man. Talking about craziness. None of that. None of that. If we had YouTube back in the day, man, I could have took y'all on some rides, man. I used to go to the clubs, go to the spots every Thursday, Friday, even some Sundays. And I was a turn-up cat, man. Definitely a turn-up type dude, man. When I come on here and tell y'all that ain't nothing out there on them streets, I'm telling you, it ain't nothing out there on them streets, my people. We got one person on the check-in. What's going on, partner? Pardon me. We got one person on the check-in. They said, yo, brother, how you doing? I'm straight, man. I'm straight. How you doing today? Definitely straight. How are you doing? We got my boy Big Mott. He said, you're literally running the streets right now. You funny. He said, it looks like a ghost town. Yeah, it definitely look like a ghost town out here. But this is a nice neighborhood, man. You know what I mean? You see the houses over here. Yeah, I see the houses. This is not a ruckus type neighborhood. These are professionals. These are definitely professionals. You know what I mean? Definitely look like a ghost town. But this is the type of neighborhood you want to live in. This is definitely the type of neighborhood you want to live in. You don't want all that turn up stuff, you know? That's one thing I say, man. As you get older, one of the things you work toward is your peace. One of the things that you work toward is your peace, man. You know? As I get older, the more I want my peace. And anything that's coming into my life that's disrupting my peace, I got to cut it out. That's fat. That's fat. You know what I mean? That is really fat. So we got my boy on the check-in. Let me see. I think I'm slow. I can't walk and read at the same time. I can't walk and read at the same time. So we got my type SHIT, the Wrestler for Life 1. What up, Wrestler for Life 1? It's your type of stuff? You like this type of neighborhood? I love these types of neighborhoods, man. Definitely. Definitely love it. You get to relax, man. You definitely get to relax, yo. Like I said, as you get older, that energy, that fighting energy, go down, man. You just really want to chill. You just want to get yours and then get out. That's what I always tell people, man. I don't want what's yours. You can have what's yours, yo. Keep what's yours. But give me mine. Let me get up in there. Let me get up and out, son. I want to get mine without causing no ruckus. I don't want a whole bunch of nonsense. I want to get mine and then get out. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want none of that extra stuff. I don't need none of the extras, homie. Just get mine and then get out. We got somebody else on the check-in. Somebody said it's 95 at 10:43 at night. Facts. Nah, you're right, man. It's burning up out here. But it felt kind of good. It's not as humid as it was earlier. Not as humid as it was earlier, but it was definitely crazy earlier, man. It was definitely crazy out here earlier. I was walking down the block, and just the heat alone, man, I felt like I was in Vegas. I thought I was in the Mojave, what is it, the Mojave Desert, son. I thought I was in the desert. Felt like Death Valley out here, you know? Somebody said, facts, cooled down, low-key, facts. It did. It definitely cooled down, low-key. But it's it's nice walking weather. Nice walking and talking weather. Nice walking and talking weather, you know? I'm a Long Islander, and if y'all could smell, one of the best smells in Long Island is when you walking down the block and somebody is doing laundry. And I can smell that somebody is doing laundry right now. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It smells so good. It smells so good, you know? Definitely smell good out here. I might come on live tomorrow for y'all, maybe Saturday, from the city, just to show y'all the difference between Long Island and New York City. So this is Long Island right here, y'all. This is definitely Long Island right here, y'all. You get, man, Long Island, y'all. I love me some Long Island. That's why I was born and raised. L.I. We in Freeport right now. Yep. My boy Wrestler said he subbed and liked. Thank you, my boy Wrestler. So what made you get that Wrestler for Life? What made you choose that name, Wrestler for Life? You into wrestling? Who's your favorite wrestler? Who is your favorite wrestler? My favorite wrestler growing up was the Ultimate Warrior. I love me some Ultimate Warrior, man. I used to take the lotion and put it across my face like it was the war paint that the Ultimate Warrior had. I used to know the music. How the music goes, yo, doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I used to love me some Ultimate Warrior, man. Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior was my guy. I got a belt. My father had purchased me a heavyweight champion belt for it wasn't WWE, it was WWF back then. And I took not shoe polish, it was whiteout. I took whiteout and just painted the whole thing white. Because y'all remember the Ultimate Warrior belt was white? I just love me some Ultimate Warrior, man. I remember when he faced Hulk Hogan. And it was pay-per-view. And we ain't have it like that to just be paying for pay-per-view like that, you know what I mean? So I had to wait. We used to have the scrambler. You turn to it at certain times, you can hear certain things. And I saw that Ultimate Warrior 1. Man, I was in love with it, man. I was in love with it, you know? But Ultimate Warrior most definitely was my favorite wrestler growing up. We got my boy Wrestler in the check-in. He said I was in 8 and got pulled up to varsity wrestling, high school wrestling. All right, that's what up, brother. So you're a real wrestler. You're a real wrestler. It's funny because I went to high school with Whiteman, that dude who beat Anderson Silva. He went to high school with me in Baldwin. Baldwin High School out here in New York, Long Island. We have a pretty good wrestling team. Pretty good wrestling team for for a long time. And he was on the team, Whiteman. Definitely a legend out there in the UFC, you know? So I never wrestled. I remember I used to fake wrestle, but it was somebody that I grew up with. Shout out to Kirk. He from Uniondale. And he was one of the first people I wrestled outside of Hempstead. And he was on some real wrestling type stuff, you know what I mean? And homie pinned me like we was the same size, same height, same everything. And this was the first person my size and my height that was stronger than me and outmaneuvered me. And that felt some type of way to me, man, because at that time I had already built up my personality like I'm the shortest, the strongest, the fastest little guy in my area. But just one town over, there was a dude who manhandled me, man. You know what I mean? It was a tough fight. It was a tough little struggle that we had wrestling, but he had better technique, and he definitely beat me. And that was rough. That was definitely rough. You know? So my boy Wrestling for Life came on. He said, yo, be safe in NY. If you go visit stuff crazy out there. So Long Island is crazy right now. He was like, yeah, I know what you mean. Facts, you know? Yeah, wrestlers. You don't want to fight no wrestlers, son. I'm telling y'all that right now. Like, in the streets, you think you got hands, like you going to throw hands with somebody, but you fight a wrestler, they going to get you. And I most definitely saw that. So my boy Wrestler for Life, you know about Long Island? What you know about Long Island, man? What you know about these parts of Long Island? This the Freeport, Stearns Park, Freeport / Baldwin border. You know, this is a very, very, very nice neighborhood, my people. Look at that crib right there. Look at that. We got my boy Wrestler. He said, yo, we know what's up. Everybody think they on stuff. Facts. Yo, facts. The wrestlers ain't no joke, man. I'm telling you, son. They ain't no joke. I thought I was going to be, you know, I thought, you know, Kirk was strong, though. You know, Kirk was from the hood, too. But he was just stronger than me at the time because he definitely was a year older than me. But, again, nobody my age, nobody my size was fucking with me. And Hempstead, but you start moving around, and you start seeing there are strong people out there, man. You know what I mean? Definitely strong people out there. And he was one of the first people I met. Another cat I knew from Uniondale, this cat Desmond. You know, I knew this cat in the 5th grade. And it wasn't that he was strong, because I was stronger than him, but he was fast and quick and athletic. And he was somebody you definitely ain't want to see on the streets, man. You know, shorter than me, but he was so fast and athletic. Like, whenever we used to fight and wrestle, we gave it to each other. You know what I mean? Gave it to each other. It's interesting, you know what I mean? Because the toughest people, it wasn't the tall, big dudes, you know what I mean? Like, I could always outmaneuver those people. It was people my size, or a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit taller, that got similar speed, that got similar strength to me, and they was always the rough ones, yo. Them some tough cats, yo. Like me, I'm 5'8.5", 5'9", I give myself. And I would say them cats like 5'10", 5'11", 5'8", that got some quickness to them and strength. Those are your roughest, toughest challenges, yo. Your roughest, toughest challenges. So my boy Wrestler still talking. He was like, I went to the States and the whole Long Island team is insane. That was my dream, to go to the States. Too. Where you from, though? Where you from, man? You talking about the States? Yeah, you know, we definitely got some strong wrestlers. Definitely got some strong wrestlers out here in America. Y'all remember when UFC first started? I remember UFC, man, when it first started. I remember it started in the bars, like the tough mans. I remember them tough man competitions. You know, tough man competitions. Those was ill. But then you start putting everybody together. Remember the Gracies? Them cats was beasts. Royce Gracie, Hoist Gracie. Who else? The whole family. I remember when they first started, the Gracie family. Them was some beasts, son. Like, you gotta love the Gracie family. Gotta love them. They weren't no big dudes, but they just knew the science of wrestling. What they do, jiu-jitsu? What do the Gracie family do? You know, what do the Gracie family do? My boy, a Wrestler for Life, he came on. He said, what'd he say? He said, I know what you mean. Okay, we read that. Okay, he said, Western New York, and used to be my city. I wrestled for Brockport, though. Okay, Brockport. Where's Brockport? You talking upstate New York? Are you talking in Europe? I don't know too much about upstate New York. Sorry for my ignorance. I don't know really too much about upstate New York, you know? Really don't know too much about upstate, like Western New York. I know about, you know, the city. I know about Long Island. I don't even really know about Westchester. I know those type of places, you know? But let me know. School me, kid. School me. Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, they nice in jiu-jitsu. I work with a cat that does jiu-jitsu. And he a smart, very intelligent dude. I think he from Egypt. You know? But he think he too cool. I like him. But he think he too cool, son. He think he like just a smooth operator. Y'all know them cats who think they smooth operators? He think he's a smooth operator. You know what I mean? Like, I'll peep it. But I ain't challenging nobody, man. If you want to be a smooth operator, you could be a smooth operator around me. You want to be a gangster? You could be a gangster around me, man. And I ain't going to challenge you. I ain't going to do nothing. I'm just going to be chilling and letting the record reflect, my people. Drop my phone, but we back. Somebody said Western New York. You're kind lower and upper. Gotcha. Somebody said David Goggins type shit. Yeah. Yo, y'all know that David Goggins dude? Yo, I love me some David Goggins, man. He is hilarious, yo. He's a real, he put the pedal to the metal. I like that cat, son. I like him. He don't let you get off. And there's another cat too that go to like the forest. He be on Joe Rogan podcast. I don't even know his name, but he one of the toughest dudes ever, yo. He's like a smaller little, he's fit, but he's a smaller cat. He be on Joe Rogan podcast, and he talk about spending days in the Amazon, battling anacondas. Homie said he got bit by fire ants, caterpillars, all different stuff y'all wouldn't even imagine. He was like, yo, y'all scared of this? But you need to be scared of the now beetle. He'll say some shit like that, you know what I mean? But he's a gangster, yo. I think he been attacked by all types of stuff, you know what I mean? Panthers. He be in the jungle. He be evading panthers. Craziness, yo. Somebody said Eddie Hall, too. Yeah, I like Eddie Hall. He funny. Eddie Hall is the cat that be on Joe Rogan podcast. He talk about the aliens, right? Like he's a flat earther. And I don't think he believed that we really went to space. Is that him, Eddie Hall? That's that cat? I like me some Eddie Hall, I like all those cats in the Joe Rogan podcast, They some funny dudes. Terrence Howard, he come up there, talk his craziness. And, I was talking earlier about where I'd like to be. And, 55, 60. I think Joe Rogan and all them cats is in a great, great, great space. But I would not get political, son. I would not be political. You won't catch me telling anybody my vote. Y'all know how I feel about certain stuff. And just building off of that, yo. Just building off of that. I don't think that there's no right or wrong. There's no one solution for everybody. Like, y'all see how I'm living. Y'all see the neighborhood I'm living in. You can just imagine the type of money I make, what tax bracket I'm in. Now, you ask me what I feel, and it may be different from if I go down the block and speak to some people in the projects. And people who live further south from where I live, in like Freeport Hills, I'm tripping. Over there by like the Freeport docks where they got $1 million homes, they are in a different tax bracket than I'm in. So we got different people living in different situations. Who am I to say how somebody else should live? So I keep my vote. If I had a show like Joe Rogan, I would invite everybody on. And I would ask the questions that other people want to see. But I wouldn't pick no side. I know I wouldn't pick no side. I'd just ask the tough questions and let the people speak. You know what I mean? Like if I had a Trump on, I would ask Trump tough questions. If I had Obama on, I would ask Obama tough questions. You wouldn't be able to pick and choose and see what side I'm on. I ask questions that you guys would want to hear. And if something didn't make sense, no matter what side they on, they could be a Democrat, they could be a Republican. But if what they saying ain't making no sense, they gonna have to answer up for it, for me. You know what I mean? And I don't do nothing for no money. I don't do nothing for no money, son. That's just the way I live, you know what I mean? Like I don't do nothing for money. Same way I don't do nothing for no women. I'll do something for an individual woman to make you happy, but for the women species, and you hear people talk about, I'm about to buy a car so the woman can, nah, I don't do none of that, son. If a woman gonna see you, she gonna see you, son. You know what I mean? If she gonna see you, she gonna see ya. We got my boy Big Mont on the check-in. He said fighting anacondas. For why? And for who, though? Well, the guy I'm talking about, I don't know his name, Big Mont. I don't know his name, but he be on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he's like an adventurer. And he liked to do stuff. So he'll go into the Amazon. He talk about anacondas. He talk about panthers. He just knows animals, you know? Knows animals. And he was telling like a crazy story where he said a panther. And y'all know about panthers and jaguars and those types of things. You see them type of things, it's a wrap for you, kid. It's a wrap for you, you know what I mean? So he was talking about camping, and he felt them breathing down his neck and down his throat. And he just played dead and ain't move. Like, this is a real dude, man. I got to get his tag for y'all cats, you know what I mean? Got to get his tag for y'all. My boy, Wrestler for Life came on and said, yeah, Joe Rogan is the main guy. Yes, Trump all day. Yeah, Wrestler, that's your opinion. You feel me? I ain't gonna argue with you about your opinion. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all this about Trump, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all this about the boxing community, about everything. You know? What's going on, little guy? How you doing, man? What's up, partner? I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Listen, I don't take sides, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the type, I could tell you when Trump is doing something good. I could tell you when Trump is doing something bad. But, man, I hear people, yeah, as soon as you mention Trump's name, some people, like, you can't say nothing about him good. And I'm like, man, y'all really think he's the devil? Like me? I don't think nobody the devil. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody, you got a small percentage of the population that's evil. And when I call people evil, I say they don't care about the well-being of others. And from everything I gather from Trump, I don't think Trump is like that. I think Trump is doing, abiding by his fan base. I think he's doing what he personally feels is right based off of the things that he's seen in life. And I may have seen different things. I may come from a different perspective. And I may not agree with everything he say, but to hate that brother, hell no, I don't hate him, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. You know what I mean? Wrestlers say, ha. I already know what it is. So I get people that come on here every single day that try to troll me. And they think they're going to troll me and throw me off my pivot talking about a damn Trump. Nah. I don't got no hate for Trump. I don't got no hate for Trump. I could sit over here and investigate his moves the same way that I would investigate an Obama. Now, I will tell you, being a black person in America, Obama do hold a special place in my heart. Y'all may hate on that. Y'all may say whatever you want, but Obama do hold a special place in my heart. Being the first black president, that definitely looks and feels some type of way. I do think that Obama played it straight. I think that he had the image that a black person needed to have to get into that spot. Do I think that everything he did was perfect? No, I don't. I don't think that everything he did was perfect. I can criticize him. But at the same time, I do like Obama. You feel me? I do like Obama. So, we got my boy on the check-in. He said, can I be a mod, please? Nah, I am nice. Don't force things like politics. All right, Russell, for life. Yeah, I'm gonna make you a mod. I'm gonna make you a lot. I like your energy. I think it's definitely good. You said you like Trump. I think it's good. I think you'll be respectful. And listen, man, listen, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly like this. Man. Listen, all right, so DEI, right? I don't think that anybody should force a private company, to do something that they don't want to do, right? You can do whatever you want to do. This is your company. You can operate it however you want to operate it. But at the same time, this is what I'm going to say. If you have a board with all of one demographic, there's going to be things that you miss. So, listen, I don't believe in the government forcing companies to do anything. You know what I mean? I think that we should live in a world where color and none of this stuff matter. But in reality, that's not the world we live in. That's not the world that we live in. We live in a world where people are comfortable. People are comfortable around their own. People are comfortable, most definitely, around their own. And that's cool. That's cool. But at the same time, I think that it's a detriment to you as a human being, and it's a detriment to you as a company when you do that. You feel me? And if we got free market, you can't force a company to do something that you wanted to do, you know? But I will say this, man. You take me, right? You take me, and I may have an issue, and I have a way of thinking about stuff. And I know that people that grew up a similar way to me may think of things in that same way. But if I could go and talk to somebody who grew up in Garden City, who grew up with different types of life experiences, it adds a whole different view to the way I was seeing things. And I ultimately feel that the more views or the more insights that you have into something, then I feel that the outcomes will be better. So again, you could be a company that only speak for one type of demographic and only see one type of demographic and have one way of thinking about things. But ultimately, when you deal with issues, you're gonna stunt your own growth. You feel me? So you may have some Yale educated people, but they may have grown up in a certain type of community. And when certain pressures present themselves to those people, they have no resolutions. But then you get other people who've dealt with those situations before, have a different way of thinking about things. I think you can have a whole 360-degree view on stuff, man. But that's all I feel. That's all I feel. You know what I mean? We got my boy Wrestler for Life. He came on. He said, and color is color black, white, yellow, anything. He said, we are all equally the same. Hate that stuff people say. Another color is more powerful and stuff. Facts. But let's think about color, man, and really have a conversation about that. What is color? What is color really? Like skin color. Skin color ain't nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Skin color really is nothing. It's an adaptation to your environment. You feel me? It's an adaptation to your environment. So you can't judge people based on their skin complexion. You cannot judge people on their skin complexion. There could be people who look different from me, who I can relate to better than somebody who may look like me. You know what I mean? And I know I'm going against all my FBA people, all of that other nonsense, but we talking, man, and we walking, and we chilling. We talking and we walking, and we chilling, son. You know what I mean? It's fact. It is the person. It is the person, man. And most definitely is the person. So, y'all want to have a culture conversation? A culture conversation? What is black culture? What is black culture to me? Listen, I ain't gonna have nobody define what black culture is to me, what black culture is around the world, because there's no such thing as one single black culture, son. You know what I mean? Then black. What's the word black? Are we talking about just African Americans? Are we talking about people who have dark skin from around the world that come to this country? Or are we just talking about black people? I don't know. You know? I don't know. Somebody asked me, do I like Michael Jackson? Of course I like Michael Jackson. He's the king of R&B. Besides for the R. Kelly, you know, but yeah, I like me some Michael Jackson. I was born and raised on Michael Jackson, my people. Born and raised on Michael Jackson, you know? So I was talking all of that stuff, but at the same time, somebody asked me if I ever date a white woman. Nah, I've never dated outside my race, yo. Never dated outside my race. There has only been black women that I've dated, you know? Am I against it? Nah, I wouldn't say that I'm against it, but I just never related to anybody outside my race like that where I wanted to date, you know? Where I wanted to date. There's beauty in all different types of races. You got beautiful Hispanic women, beautiful Chinese women. You got beautiful white women, beautiful black women. But when it comes to connecting and having children with somebody, you know, I feel my plight, some of the things that I go through, and some of the things that I express, only people I've seen that truly and honestly get me and can relate to me are my fellow sisters. You know what I mean? So I have dated sisters throughout my whole life. And it ain't your typical everyday sister. I date a specific type of sister, you know? Date a specific type of sister. And I got red flags that pop up, things that turn me off, things I see, and it's dead giveaways, y'all. Dead giveaways, you feel me? But love is blind, they say. Love is blind, you feel me? Am I against falling in love with people from different races? I'm saying nah, you know. I'll say no. But it just ain't happened. It ain't never happened to me, man. It ain't never happened to me. I met some cool people, but it ain't never happened to me, man. You know? It ain't never happened to me. You feel me? Yeah, my phone about to die. It's on 2%. When you go live, all that stuff, it die. Your phone is quick to die. But I'm up out here, man. Thanks everybody for checking in. This was an impromptu live. Sat over here, walked with you cats for a minute, showed you guys around the neighborhood. We about to get up out of here, check the page, check the channel, my people. There's some very, very, very interesting things going on there, y'all. Very, very, very interesting things going on. But I'm up out here. I love y'all.